Hello my dear, welcome again to my YouTube channel. I think you are will be well and doing also well. You have seen my last video in which I have told you detail about the hybridization, what is the hybridization process and what type of hybridization take place in the case of carbon. And before that lecture I have given you numericals lecture. So that lecture is continue here, and today I will discuss how you will calculate the equivalent weight of different compounds based on the reaction. This chapter is very important because the normality is in normality calculation you must have the knowledge of calculation of equivalent weight. So today I will tell you about the equivalent weight, and in the next lecture I will give you about the normality, molality relation and calculation of normalities of different reaction. So let us start. One thing I must want to tell you that watch my video till end. It is very useful, and if you are new at my channel, please see my previous lectures so that you can understood in the better way. Now let us start. Calculation of equivalent weight. So you know equivalent weight is the molecular weight divided by x, where x is the total replaceable hydrogen atom, replaceable ion in case of acid. Or OH ion for base, number of OH ion for base, total cationic charge for salt. I have given the detailed lecture, but here I want to come in your notice again. And for redox compound, total change in oxidation number. So this is the value of x for different type of compound. So we take one by one, and you may understand better. So the first question is, find the equivalent weight of an element X of which 12 gram combined with 32 gram oxygen and form oxide. It is very simple. There let given X is an element which combine with oxygen or reacts with oxygen and form metal oxide XO, maybe XXXOY, I don't know, but it is metal oxide. The question is, find the equivalent weight of X of which 12 gram reacts with 32 gram of oxygen. It means oxygen 32 grams reacts with 12 gram of element, and you know equivalent weight of any metal is the weight which reacts 8 part of oxygen. So here 32 parts, it means equivalent weight this divided by 32 into 8, you know the equivalent weight of element is the weight which reacts with 8 gram oxygen. I have told you earlier 8 gram oxygen or 1 gram hydrogen or 35.5 gram chlorine. This is the definition of equivalent weight of an element. So it is very clear. 32 gram reacts with 12 gram. So 8 gram, how much X required is the equivalent weight of X. So here 32 gram oxygen reacts with 12 gram X, therefore 1 gram oxygen will react 12 by 32, therefore 8 gram oxygen, this into 8, and this is 3. So equivalent weight of X is the weight which reacts with 8 gram of oxygen or 8 part of oxygen. If you take in gram, that this is gram. If you take in part, 3 part of element reacts with 8 part of oxygen is the equivalent weight of the element. So equivalent weight is 3. So it is very easy. 32 gram reacts with 12 gram. So how much reacts with 8 gram is the equivalent weight of the metal. So I think it is clear. Now we see second question. Second question of find the equivalent weight of orthophosphoric acid in the reaction. One thing you note down, very important, equivalent weight always depends upon the reaction. The above condition, that is this जो भी है replaceable hydrogen and hydroxyl is the guideline for compounds where reaction is not given. If reaction is not given, then we take this law for equivalent weight. It means orthophosphoric acid, replaceable hydrogen is 3, so molecular equivalent will be m by 3. If this reaction is not given, here reaction is given, it means how much hydrogen ion is replaced in this reaction is the value of X. So here we look. This is calcium hydroxide base reacts with acid. This is acid, forms salt and water. This reaction is called acid-base neutralization reaction. I will tell you after 2-3 lectures in detail. So this is neutralization reaction. Acid-base neutralization reaction. This is acid-base neutralization reaction. So here we see, this is acid. Number of replaceable hydrogen atom is 3. So equivalent weight may be m by 3, but here reaction is given. Here 3 hydrogen, but only 2 is replaced. 1 is attached with phosphate. So total hydrogen replaced from orthophosphoric acid to calcium biphosphate is 2. Here 3, 1 is remained. So equivalent weight of therefore equivalent weight of H3PO4 orthophosphoric acid is m by 2. So find out the molecular weight divided by 2 is the equivalent of orthophosphoric acid in this reaction. But in general it contains 3 hydrogen atoms, so the equivalent weight will be m by 3 in general. But reaction is given, so you have to find out how many hydrogen ion is replaced, hydrogen atom is replaced, the difference is 2, so the equivalent weight of orthophosphoric acid in this reaction based on this reaction is m by 2, not m by 3. So m by 2 is the answer of this question, not m by 3. I have told you because if there is no information about their reaction, then equivalent will be m by 3. Next, question number 3. So equivalent weight is m by 2. Calculate the molecular weight and divided by 2. The equivalent weight of a metal is double that of oxygen. How many times is the weight of its oxide greater than the weight of metal? So it is oxidation reaction. Reaction is metal, suppose M, reacts with oxygen, form metal oxide. I don't know how many atoms are of metal and oxygen combined. So you write down metal oxide, the structure is unknown. The question is the equivalent weight of metal is double of the oxygen. Note down this, double of the oxygen. It means equivalent weight oxygen का क्या है? Equivalent weight of oxygen is 8. Equivalent of oxygen is 8. It means 8 part reacts with other, that is equivalent weight. So oxygen का equivalent weight 8 है. और here the equivalent of metal is given double. It means equivalent weight of metal double means 2 into 8, that is 16. So metal का equivalent weight is 16, oxygen से double. This is the first line. Then the question is how many times is the weight of its oxide greater than the weight of the metal? Let 1 gram oxygen. 1 gram oxygen reacts with x gram of metal and form metal oxide x plus 1 gram, because mass is always conserved in any reaction. Mass of the product equal to mass of the reactant. So this is the weight of metal oxide, itne gram. As per law of gram equivalent, same number of equivalent reacts with other reactant and form same number of gram equivalent. It means if we, this is the weight, if we divided by the equivalent weight, so XY equivalent weight is metal 16. This is the gram equivalent. Gram equivalent. Gram equivalent. You know, gram equivalent is the weight divided by equivalent weight. I have earlier told you number of gram equivalent equal to weight in grams divided by equivalent weight. So here x gram, if divided by equivalent weight of the metal, that is the number of gram equivalent. 16 is the equivalent weight. So x by 16 for oxygen 1 by 8, because 8 is the gram equivalent equivalent weight of oxygen. So here you also note down, law of gram equivalent, law of gram equivalent. This is very important. Equivalence law, it is also called equivalence law. Law of gram equivalence says, it says, what says? The gram equivalent of reactants always equal to gram equivalent of product. It means this number reacts with the same number of this and form same gram equivalent of metal. It means both the value are same. Gram equivalent x by 16 reacts with 1 by 8. It means both gram equivalent. Law of gram equivalent say कि both are same, both are equal. So value of x from here x equal to 2. It means 2 gram. 2 gram metal reacts with 1 gram metal and for put here 2. So 2 plus 1, that is 3 gram. So in this reaction 1 gram of metal reacts with 1 gram of oxygen form 3 gram of metal oxide. The question is, how many times is the weight of this oxide greater than the weight of metal? So how many times? Metal weight is 3, metal oxide weight is 3, metal weight is 2. So weight of times of weight. How many times? 3 by 2 times. 3 by 2 times weight of metal oxide with respect to metal. 2 से 3 तो कितने गुना? तो 3 by 2, that is 1 by 5 times. So answer is 1 by 5 times. So here how many times? So times 3 by 2, that is 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is the answer. So it is clear. Question you must read twice or thrice before start the solve. How many times the weight of oxide? यानी oxide का weight greater than the weight of metal with respect to metal, so divided by 2, that is 1.5. So all these questions are different types. Here this is acid base neutralization, this is element, and this is also the metal related. And the next question, fourth, is redox compounds. This question is based on redox compound. So the question is, calculate the equivalent weight of the following: KMnO4 in acidic medium. First question is. Second, KMnO4 in basic medium. KMnO4 is a oxidizing agent. KMnO4 is oxidizing agent. So how it will convert into the reaction? Let us see here. You see the detail of oxidizing agent KMnO4, how it behaves. Here I will tell you, you must know कि KMnO4 potassium magnet acidic medium in presence of H convert into Mn++. Suppose it is H2SO4, this will be MnSO4. So KMnO4 is converted into Mn. So equivalent weight, if you find out the equivalent weight in acidic medium, that is HN, this is medium, acidic medium. You know the equivalent weight of redox compound redox compound equal to molecular weight divided by total change in oxidation number. Total change in oxidation number. So find out the oxidation number of here and here, then find the difference. I will tell you how calculate the oxidation number in the redox chapter, which will come after the concentration, but since it is related to the equivalent weight, so you just understood the principle. How you calculate the oxidation number, I will tell you later. So in KMnO4, oxidation number of Mn is +7. This is 2 cationic charge, so it is +2. One atom, it means total change in oxidation number, change in oxidation number of KMnO4 equal to 7 minus 2, that is 5. So equivalent weight of KMnO4 in acidic medium will be m by 5. And molar mass is given 158. It means molar mass is the molecular weight of the compound. So 158 divided by 5 is the equivalent weight of KNO4 in acidic medium, that is in presence of H ion. This is the first question, A. And B is KMnO4 in basic medium. So you must know the reaction mechanism of oxidizing agent KMnO4, how it reacts in presence of H ion and how it reacts in presence of basic ion. You must remember the equations. Here there is no information about the product which will form. So I will tell you, this is clear. Then KMnO4 in presence of basic medium, that is hydroxyline, this convert into MnO4 minus. This is the reaction K2 MnO4 and 4. So here you see the oxidation number of KMnO4 +7, here +6. So the difference in oxidation number 7 minus 6 equal to 1. So equivalent weight of KMnO4 in basic medium equal to molecular weight divided by change in oxidation number 1, that is 158 by 1, and it will be 158. So the same reagent KMnO4, when reacts in presence of H ion, it produces Mn plus ion, so equivalent weight is m by 5. But in presence of basic medium or hydroxyline, the equivalent weight will be m by 1. Change in oxidation number is 1. Here 1 atom. So I think it is clear now how you calculate the equivalent weight of different atoms. We will see one or two more example. One more question. How many liter of SO2 taken as STP have to pass through a solution of HClO to reduce इतने gram of it to HCl? So the question is, how many liters of SO2 taken as NTP to pass through a solution of HCl? The question is, first answer. The question is, SO2 is passed in the solution of HClO2 to reduce HClO to HCl. This is reduced to HCl, and here this is a solution. So water is the solution solvent. So take H here, H plus here, it will be SO3. SO3. In any reaction, if one is oxidized, the other will reduce. So this is reducing, this is reduced to this, so it will oxidize to this. In any reaction, oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. So this is reduction reaction, and this is oxidation. Here note down, in any reaction, in any redox reaction, oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. This is reduced to this, it means it is oxidizing agent. What is oxidizing agent? Oxidize others and reduce itself. Similarly, this is oxidation reaction, so here it is reducing agent. I will tell you in detail in redox chapter, but you here note down inside oxidizing agents. What are the oxidizing agents? Which oxidized others and reduced itself. In this equation, in this equation, HClO3 is reduces into HCl, so it is oxidizing agent. And this is reduction reaction. Similarly, reducing agent which reduces to others and oxidize itself. So like that is SO2 in this reaction. Reducing agent oxidize itself and reduce, therefore it is a reducing agent. Now we again go to the reaction. Go to the question. How many liters of SO2 taken at NTP to pass in the solution of HClO2 to reduce itne gram of 1.69 gram of it to HCl? It means quantity of HClO2 is given. HClO is given 16.9 gram. 16.9 gram reacts with how many liters of SO2 and NTP? Let X ml of SO2 at NTP. So you have find out the value of X. How many liters? Let X ml of SO2 at NTP is passing through the solution of HClO2. So I have told you law of gram equivalent says same number of equivalent of SO2 reacts with equal number of gram equivalent of HClO2 and form equal gram equivalent of HCl and SO3. So you see, as per law of gram equivalent, law of gram equivalent says number of gram equivalent of SO2 reacted equal to number of gram equivalent of HClO2 reacted. So here gram equivalent of SO2 equal to gram equivalent of HClO2. दोनों के ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट इक्वल होंगे तो ग्राम इक्विवेलेंट को यू डिफाइन वेट डिवाइडेड बाय इक्विवेलेंट वेट ऑफ SO2 इक्वल टू वेट ऑफ SO2 इक्वल टू वेट ऑफ HClO2 divided by equivalent weight of HClO2. Now how will first you calculate the equivalent weight of SO2 and this. Here we see sulfur, this is +4, here +6. So change in oxidation number of sulfur is 6 to 4 और 6 का डिफरेंस is 2. So equivalent weight of sulfur will be, equivalent weight of SO2 will be 6 minus 4 m by 6 minus 4, that is m by 2, molecular weight of 2. तो सल्फर का 32 into 32 64, तो 64 by 2 यानी 32. So equivalent weight of SO2 is 32. Similarly, HClO2, if we see here chlorine -2 +1, this is -1, this is +1. Sorry, this is +1, this is -1. So change in oxidation number 2, +1 से -1. So change in oxidation number +1 minus of -1, that is 2. So equivalent weight of HClO2 will be molecular weight divided by change in oxidation number 2. So it is also m by 2. m by 2. HClO2 molecular weight will be 32 और chlorine 35.5 और hydrogen 1, that will be 68.5. So 68.5 divided by 2, that will be 34.25. So this is the equivalent weight of HCl. Put these value in this equation. So weight of SO2 you will find out weight of SO2 equal to weight of HClO2, that is 16.9 gram, into multiplied by equivalent weight of SO2, that is 32, divided by equivalent weight of HClO2, that is 34.25. So this is the weight of SO2 reacted in grams. Now what is the question? Question is how many liters of SO2? So this is the weight of SO2. So gram moles of SO2 divided by SO2 equivalent weight. So this will be 16.9 into 32 divided by 34.25 into 32, cut, that is 16.9 divided by 34.21. This is the gram moles, and you know 1 gram mole at NTP occupied 22.4 liter. We know for any gas 1 mole at NTP occupies 22.4 liter. Therefore this mole 16.9 divided by 34.25 equal to 22.4 into 16.9 divided by 34.25 liter. So it is nearly equal to 2. This is nearly equal to 2. So answer will be 11 liter. Approximately you exactly calculate. So this is the liter. How many liter of SO2 is taken? 11 liter. So 11 liter is the answer of this question. This is some lengthy but very conceptual. If you practice such type of question, so many questions arises from this in the objective or in NEET or JEE. Suppose what is the equivalent of weight this? What weight of SO2 will react? So this is the weight of SO2 reacts. So this is so many questions are taken from this reaction. So I think it is clear. Then we take up the second question. Similarly, you can solve so many questions. The question is how many gram of H2S will react with itne gram NO2 to produce what was the question? To produce K2SO4 and MnO2. K2SO4 and MnO2. So let us see how many grams of H2S. So H2S plus KMnO4, this is oxidizing, this is reducing, K2SO4 plus MnO2. This is the reaction. So as per log gram equivalent, there is no need to balance the equation. Just write down as per law of gram equivalent या equivalence कुछ भी बोलो, 1 gram equivalent of this reacts with 1 gram equivalent of KMnO4, form 1 gram equivalent of KSO4 and 1 gram equivalent of MnO2. So this law of gram equivalent says equal number of gram equivalent reacts and form the same number of gram equivalents. So here we see H2S, here -2, here sulfur +6. So change in oxidation number 8. Sulfur is -2. So equivalent weight of H2S m by 8 H2S. Similarly, equivalent weight of KMnO4, change in oxidation +7, here +4, change is 3, 1, 1, 3. Therefore, m by 7 minus 4, that is m by 3. So KMnO4 158 by 3. So 5, 6, 7. This is the equivalent weight of KMnO4. Similarly for H2S, 32, 30, 34 by 8, 4.25. This is the equivalent weight of this. So you have find out the equivalent weight. Depend upon this reaction. You must remember equivalent weight always depends upon the reaction. Now question is how many gram H2S will react itne gram? How many gram? Let H2S, again write the equation, H2S plus KMnO4 form K2SO4 plus MnO2. This is the reaction. Suppose X gram H2S reacts with 6.32 gram KMnO4. So you know gram equivalent of H2S equal to gram equivalent of KMnO4. So divided by equivalent weight, this is the weight, इतने gram divided by gram equivalent weight by equivalent weight, that is H2S का equivalent weight 4.25. This will equal to 6.32 weight divided by equivalent weight of this, यानी 52.67. So value of X will be 6.32 into 4.25 divided by 52.67 gram. This is the answer. You simplify it. So it is very easy. How many grams? So this gram of X reacts with this. The important question is you correct find out the equivalent weight of the redox compounds, that is reducing agent and oxidizing agent. We equate the gram equivalent, you will find the value. Just like previous question, it is also the same. So I think these questions are sufficient. Now I am giving you one or two questions for your practice. Let us see.